Hey there, sometimes we can be sloppy in our work, so Photoshop lends us a hand with a bunch of locking options. There's several ones available here at the top of our Layers panel, but what do they do differently? In this lecture, I'll show you what's what. You have this PSD attached, but it's just a simple image with some transparent pixels all around it, and that's because that's our first option, Lock Transparent Pixels. I'll get my brush tool and I'll start laying down some generous strokes. As you can see, only the layer is being affected, not our empty pixels. And you can clearly see I'm trying to paint over them, yet nothing happens. In case you don't want to move your mouse all the way here, you can use its hotkey, the /. Personally, I've rarely used this option because most of the time I want to fill in these empty pixels with something else. The next option on my list is Lock Image Pixels. As you can imagine, this prevents me from painting over it. This forbidden sign also shows up if I position my cursor above the transparent area. This protects the image from all edits except selecting, moving, or transforming it. If I use Ctrl+T, you can see I have no problems resizing it. This is particularly helpful if you use the Auto Select option from the Move tool. Speaking of that Auto Select feature, if you use it, you'll reposition a layer by mistake numerous times. Let me disable this lock, and I'll also add another layer to my canvas. Here's the situation. I have this option checked, and I want to move between these two. It's very easy to do the following. As you move your mouse and click it, you inadvertently move it. This means you'll constantly nudge your layers by mistake. But worry not, this third option locks your layer's position. Enable it and you'll see you can't move it no matter what. Everything else is on the table. You can paint over it, erase it, apply all sorts of edits, but you can't move, nor can you resize it, because that involves a repositioning too. Okay, we haven't talked about artboards, so we'll skip this one. So that brings us to the final one, the most powerful lock available, Lock All. As you can imagine, this blocks every possible action, no painting, moving, editing, no transforming. But the great thing is, you can still make selections. And that's how we've used this feature so far. This is particularly helpful for your background layers because once you enable it, you can quickly select multiple layers straight from the canvas with this action. Okay, a quick recap before we wrap up this lecture. The first one locks all transparent pixels, so you can only edit your image. The second one locks the photo's pixels, so you can't edit it, but you can still move or resize it. The third one blocks any layer movement, but you can adjust it in any other way. The final one restricts all edits whatsoever. These might come in handy, so I've made a cheat sheet that you can glance at and remember all their properties. Okay, have fun!